How did Tony Robbins end up being one of the best paid coaches in the world, perhaps the best? How did that happen? In this video, I'm going to reveal what I believe is his secret. But first, please take a moment to subscribe to my channel and hit the little bell icon, because if you do that, when I make useful videos with golden nuggets of information like you're going to get in this one, you'll get notified. Hey, it's a win-win. That encourages me to make more videos, and I know that you're out there and you're interested, because right now I'm talking to myself. Okay, so let's keep this brief. Tony Robbins. 20 years ago, I did the Tony Robbins stuff. I went to Hawaii a couple of times. Fabulous. I did his Mastery University, and I was hugely motivated to help people myself, because I'm also a trained psychotherapist, and then I'd done his program. It's like, hey, I can reach people too. Now, I don't think I ever had quite the delusion that I could be as big as him, but I saw no reason why I couldn't reach many hundreds of thousands of people, given that we've got the internet. 20 years ago, it was in its infancy. But it didn't happen. And it took me a long time, apart from licking my wounds, to figure out why it didn't happen. And I thought, well, I'm offering the same kind of promises for less money. Like, I can make you happy. I can help you be successful. I know what's in your way. That's my background. That's my psychotherapy training, my NLP training, all the rest of it kicking in, right? And I wrote a lot of books and programs around that, which, if you want to have a look, is still around somewhere on the internet. But from a marketing perspective, I couldn't figure it out. Surely Tony is offering what everybody wants. Doesn't everybody want to be happy, successful, fulfilled, wealthy, healthy, and wise, right? And he is a great role model for those things. Whatever you think of him, he's done pretty well, right? But eventually I figured it out. So here's the secret. And if we follow, because Tony's all about modeling success as well. So here's how he's done it, I believe. If you track back, right? So Tony made his first serious money when he was about 19 years of age. How did he do that? He didn't just get up on a stage, television, radio, whatever there was, and go, hey, I can make you happy and successful. Not back then. Now, if he did that, he would get instantly probably millions of people signing up to whatever his latest thing is. But back then, and we're going back about 40 years, that's not what he did. He was smart enough to figure out that you can't do that. What he did was he realized that he'd mastered this thing called NLP. Now, one of the things that NLP can do is it can help people very quickly overcome phobias. You've probably heard about the rapid phobia cure, right? So, and it works. I know it works. I've done it. I've helped many people with that. And what he did was he got in touch with lots and lots of phone-in radio shows, which were at that time were all over the United States, may still be for all I know. Don't live in the United States. So he got in touch with lots of them in the US and Canada. And he said to the show runners, I want to come on your show, and you have the presenter call out to therapists. Remember, this is America, where shrinks are like all over the place, right? Call out to therapists and have them phone in with their most impossible case, and I will fix them live on air in under 10 minutes. And that's what he did. And eventually, he was on a radio show, I think, if I remember the story correctly, he said in Canada, and a very angry therapist called in and said, who are you young whippersnapper? You haven't got any education, you're not a trained therapist. And Tony stood his ground and said, no, sir. He said, I'm not. He claimed that he did have a degree, and the guy said, but you said you didn't. And he said, no, sir, I do. And the guy said, well, what is it? And Tony said, I have a degree in getting results, and I gave it to myself, right? Which is pretty confident thinking, to stand your ground like that. He must have been shaking in his shoes, I imagine, but he stood his ground. And then he said to the guy something very smart. He said, "Look, sir, let's not argue about it on the air. You're a scientist, so let's do this scientifically." Now the guy was like, now he's in the palm of Tony's hand, because sure, he's a scientist. So the guy said, "Okay, what do you have in mind?" So Tony says, "Who's your most impossible case?" And the guy goes, "Mary," or whoever it was. And Tony said, "Okay, fine. Can you get Mary on the radio?" And he said, "No." So he said, "What's the problem with Mary?" "She's afraid of spiders." Now that's a gift to an NLP practitioner. But this therapist had been working with Mary for many years apparently and had not managed to help her overcome the spider phobia. So Tony says to the guy, "Fine, I'll be at such and such a hotel in town tomorrow night at 7 o'clock in their conference room or wherever. Do you think you could get Mary to come along? Can you bring her?" And that was what happened. And Tony said it was like gunfight at the OK Corral. Half the town turned out. He said he had the hotel staff running around all day with matchboxes looking for spiders. And sure enough, I think they were a bit late, but Mary eventually turned up with this therapist, and Tony did the fix live on air and live on stage. And within a few minutes, she had, tarantulas or whatever crawling over her hands, and she was fine. Now, the point about that is Tony was smart enough to start with one problem. He did not say, "I can make your life better. I can fix your misery or your unhappiness or your anxiety or your depression," which he absolutely knows how to do, all of those things and many, many more. What he said was, "I will fix your most impossible case in under 10 minutes. And it was mostly people with things like phobias. That's how he got started. One problem, one solution. Now, we've heard this before. Niche down. Now, I'm only giving you a starting point. I know that. But there's a big, big lesson in there. If that's how Tony Robbins made it. I know coaches hate to be stuck on, "But I can do so many other things. I don't want to just be known for one thing." You have to start somewhere. You have to plant the seed. Once people got to know, "Hey, this guy's good," then they would say, "What else can he do?" And he'd start offering other stuff. And he grew it like a tree grows branches. Right? If you imagine a little sapling doesn't come out of the ground with, 1,000 branches and boughs and twigs and leaves and stuff. It comes out as a tiny thing and then gradually builds the leaves and the branches. You have to do that too with your business. It does not work the other way around. So I hope that's helpful. Now, what I want you to do, if you're not sure if you would like help with knowing what your niche is, watch this video next. If you want to talk to me, there's a link in the description below. Talk to me. I'll help you find your niche, figure out your marketing plan. There's no charge. Click the link below. Let's talk, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.